She'd always known her lover would come from beyond the forest. It was foretold when she cast a divination spell. It was a game she played with the other village girls, quaint superstitions passed from one generation to the next. The spell required a maiden to take off her shift and place it under her pillow during the night of the full moon. The girl would dream of a man's face, and in the morning, she would find an object by her doorstep that would offer a clue about her future husband's identity. Judith could not remember the face when she awoke. Nevertheless, after she dressed in a hurry, hardly bothering to brush her hair, she saw a twig upon the steps of her home. She knew it stood for the trees, the forest. Which was just as well, since she disliked the village and its people, instead preferring to imagine the vistas of distant lands and the abodes of handsome lords. A few months later, the prophecy came true. A stranger stumbled into their midst. He was a hunter, wearing a grey woolen coat and black half boots, muttering as he walked into their store. A wide-brimmed hat shadowed his face. Beginning in the spring and into the fall, a farmer's market was set up every other week. But in the cold of winter, her sister's store was one of the few spots where a traveller could buy certain supplies. Alice had married well. When her husband passed away, he'd left her the guest house with its plum-coloured door and the adjacent shop. There was an inn, but it was shuttered until the thaw. The tavern offered flea-infested beds. Anyone who needed a decent place to lodge during the winter stayed at the guest house. "They tell me you'd know how I can secure a room," the man said as he entered the store and removed his hat. He had light brown hair and a handsome, strong face. Judith lowered the old book she was reading and nodded. "My sister runs the guest house next door. The rooms are clean and the food is plentiful. You can peek inside the rooms before you lay down your money if you like." "I'm sure it will be fine," he said. "You look trustworthy enough, and if it's not terribly expensive, I should be satisfied." He gave her such a smile that she practically dropped the book. "Come with me," she said. She guided the man. As they walked together, she thought, "It's him, it's him, it's him." The hunter's name was Nathaniel, and he stayed that whole winter, exploring the nearby woods and creeks, then returning with hares and foxes that were skinned for their furs. He was the only guest, though Alice and Judith and the children lived in the house too. Before Alice had married and birthed 2 children, the sisters had lived with grandmother in a smaller house. Judith had to help with the washing grandmother took in, her hands rough since she was a small child. Alice never had to rub a cake of soap against the clothes because Alice was beautiful, and grandmother expected she'd marry a gentleman. She did. Grandmother and Judith went to live in the guest house together with Alice, and while Alice was able to buy velvet dresses and a muff to keep her hands warm, and grandmother spent the rest of her days in comfort, Judith's existence had remained the same.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.